Salt. We think we have it covered because we're not constantly shaking salt onto our food. But here's the deal. 70% of the sodium that we take into our diet doesn't come from the shaker. It's hidden in foods you'd never suspect. In this video, I'm going to show you where it's hiding and why it matters for your brain health and what you can do to take back control. Now, let's clear something up right off the bat. Sodium isn't evil. It is an essential mineral. We need it for our nerves to fire, for our muscles to contract, and to keep the fluids in our body in balance. In fact, if we go too low on sodium, especially in hot climates or with intense workouts, it can actually be dangerous. But the problem, as you probably suspect, isn't deficiency. For most Americans, the issue is excess. And the average adult eats over 3,400 milligrams a day. That's far above the recommended 2,000 to 2,300 milligrams and double what it's optimal for blood pressure, especially after the age of 50. Most of us kind of get lulled into this idea that we're not eating that much. You might think, well, I don't add much salt to my food ever. Well, good. The shocking surprise is that the salt shaker has very little to do with how much sodium you're taking in if you are eating any processed foods at all. They are the real sodium bombs. Processed food, I was looking at some, kind of bomb shelter food that we have in our pantry. Here's Shells and Cheese original little microwave thing. It has 640 milligrams just for one serving. Or you can only imagine how much onion soup has in it. And even muffins and breads that they've got like good fiber and they're enriched with riboflavin and all of these things that we're supposed to need, tons of salt. And the real hard one for me, because I'm busy all the time and need to have quick meals, is the frozen aisle. The food is so good and it's quick if you kind of become choosy with the choices you make. But you've got to really watch that sodium on the back label because there's a lot of sodium hiding in things like, obviously frozen pizza and things like that, but even some of the more healthier choices. Let's play a quick game. Which has more sodium, a slice of whole wheat bread or a small order of French fries? It's a trick question because they're about the same. Why? Because sodium is used to preserve shelf life, boost flavor, and improve texture. So it's in breads, tortillas, canned veggies, frozen entrees, condiments like ketchup, salad dressing, deli meats, breakfast cereals, and even pastries and cookies that are supposed to be sweet. So that protein bar? Yep. That healthy bran muffin? Yep. Sometimes it's in places you would never suspect. Let's connect the dots. Sodium in moderation is fine. Chronically high intake raises your blood pressure, and high blood pressure is a major risk factor for heart disease, stroke, and cognitive decline. That's right. Your brain is on the line here. Something I didn't know myself until just recently is that research shows that midlife hypertension is strongly linked to dementia risk later on. So managing sodium is not just about water retention and bloating, which is ick. It's about protecting the very thing that makes you, you. And after the age of 60, kidneys don't process sodium as efficiently, which means the same high sodium meal hits even harder. Now, I'm not preaching the gospel of eating bland foods from now until eternity. No way. But there are some things you can do to be a really good sodium sleuth. One of them is read that label. Look for sodium per serving. Even though on the front it says healthy or natural, read the label anyway. Look for the sodium. And let's aim for less than 140 milligrams per serving if it's a snack or a packaged item. Over 20% of the daily value, that's pretty high. And the second one is obviously cook more at home. So when you cook more at home, you're in charge of all the seasonings and you can flavor with herbs, spices, citrus, vinegar, all the good stuff that doesn't jack up your sodium and still makes your food delicious. And the third one is watch your healthy halo foods. Have you ever heard of the healthy halo? Some items are marked as healthy, like soups, sauces, plant-based frozen meals, and they can sometimes have over 800 milligrams of sodium per serving. One frozen burrito, bam, half of your sodium gone in a flash. Now remember what I said in the beginning, sodium is an essential mineral, but it is also a seasoning. The goal isn't to be at zero. It's about being smart about it. If you're working on aging strong and staying sharp, this is one of those little tweaks that adds up in a big way. And remember, it's not about fear. It's about awareness. And awareness leads to better choices without giving up flavor or fun. If this gave you a light bulb moment or you checked the label while you were watching this, go ahead and like or comment and share this with someone you know who loves their salt a little too much. And don't forget to subscribe for more Aging Strong tips every week.